In this video, I'm going to backtest the S&P market starting from January 2019. And in the following videos, I'm going to show you how to collect the data and then how we can modify one rule in the strategy to see how it performs. So if you're using TradingView, I'm just going to use those long position and short position. If you use other platforms or MT4, MetaTrader 4, you might want to use a line to measure, or you might want to use the risk to reward ratio square that I was showing you in a previous video. Also, there is going to be another short video where I'm going to show you how you can easily backtest using MetaTrader 4. So let's start. Here we are on 7th of January 2019 and we have a buy signal. So I'm going to use the buy tool. I'm going to position this exactly here on the opening of this candle. Stop loss under the candle. And then I'm going to follow the REX indicator, and exactly here in this day we exit the market. So I'm going to position this here. Next we just go forward. Here we have another signal. Buy here, stop loss here. And by the way, to snap exactly to the back of the candle, I am just holding down the control key. So if you hold it down, it's just going to snap in order to low, open, close and high. And you can do the same with the entry. Here we have another signal. Okay, so we are entering the trade, the REX goes above and then it crosses below, and that's it. This is the day where it crosses below, then we continue. Here we have a buy signal. And this is a loss, so I'm going to mark this here as a loss. I'm just going to mark it with an X. Then we have buy signal again. We put the stop loss. We enter the trade. The REX goes above here and this crosses below here. This is the day. Let's see what we have here. This is the trade, 4.3. That's a nice trade. Then the market goes down, and here we have another buy signal. The REX indicator, it goes above. And these days it crosses below. So here is the moment where it intersects. So yeah, when you see something like this, you need to make a decision here if you're going to close your trade or wait for another day. As you can see, the profit diminishes. So let's take this one. This is the trade. The market crosses down again. There is no signal here. Then here we have a signal. And it's a loss. I'm going to mark this as a loss. And then we have another signal. We have the stop loss. And here it crosses. Yeah, so this is the day when it crosses below. And it also touches the moving average right there. So this is the day you make a small profit here. It's good. It's very good. And before you take a buy signal, you want to see that the bearish candle closes below the moving average. So in here we have a buy signal. This is a buy signal, and it becomes a loss after a few days. And in here you could mitigate this. So we are going to discuss this in a future video. But if you take a buy here and you see that the second day you get this black candle and it hangs around the moving average, just move your stop loss from here to here under this candle and just leave it there. Because in this case you will reduce your loss. So instead of 1 hour, you're going to have around 0.5 hours. So you're going to have a smaller loss. You immediately reduce your risk because this doesn't look good. If you remember what I said before, we want to see expansion very quickly. Market goes down. Here we have a buy signal. So this is what I was telling you about the points. You see, sometimes it does that. So if you actually add this 1 point below that low, so if we make this 2, you can see that the stop loss is way below. So I didn't do this for the others because we just want to do it faster for now. But when you are going to trade, you are going to do this. So you see that here it comes very close, but it doesn't touch the stop loss. Then the Rex moves above, and in this day here, this is the day where we close the trade. And this is a very good trade. You have a 16R, so if you risk $100 for this trade, you are going to make $1,600. This is pretty good. Another way to protect your trade here is to, when you have it, the stop loss so close to the moving average, you might want just to move that stop loss below, just below the moving average. Not move it, but put it from the first time you add it. Just add it below the moving average in there, and you're going to have smaller. So instead of 16, you have 12, around there. But you see, you're well protected. You have a better protection. Forward. Here we have a signal, so the market goes down. Here we have a buy signal. You see, it comes very close, but if you also add the point, it's going to be better protected. The Rex is below, it goes above, and it immediately crosses below, so that's it, that's the trade. Then we keep going. And in here, we actually do have a buy signal right on this candle. So in here you have a buy signal, then you get this bearish candle, which is not what we want to see. So you move, if you move your stop loss right here below this bearish candle, You can see that the next day just drops down even more, so it will touch your stop loss, but you'll get a very small, so from here to here you'll get a very small loss, and that's better than a full loss. So let's mark this as a loss. And at the end of this day, here you have a buy signal again, and this time the second day it goes down, so you have a loss again. This can happen, but remember that the first one, we mitigated the first one a lot. Market goes down, comes up, have a buy signal. Also, this is, let's be honest here, this is February 2020. We know what's coming after February 2020. So for this period, it's not that bad that you have two losses and they're not very big. So let's see here what we have here. The Rex is below, cross is above, and in here, yeah, you just get so somewhere. So because you will have your stop loss, as we discussed before, you'll move your stop loss all the time along the moving average just to protect your trade when you see it going up like that. So after a few days, you'll have your stop loss moved along the moving average. So in this day here, you will get stopped out by the markets. You're also expecting this, to be honest, and you make just 1.5 hours. Then we have a pretty long period where there is no buy signal, and here we get a buy signal. I just add it here. Rex is above, and in this day it crosses below. This is the trade. Market closes below and it comes up. And the Rex, it starts from here, and you see it here. It will cross below. So in here we get to this day. Let's take the worst case. And we have our stop loss at the moving average. So when it touches the moving average, you get stopped out. And at the end of the day, you see that the Rex is also crossed, so no problem. The stop loss had did his job. And you have a 3.7, which is nice, very nice. Market closes below. Here you have a signal. Here you have the stop loss, and if you have your stop loss along the moving average after those 3 days, you just, so the trade will end up here, around here somewhere. You make a tiny profit, and no, it's important that you don't have a loss. Then the market closes below, and then you get a buy signal. Here, and You see that here it crosses below and you have to close the trade. Then you do not get any signals, the market goes up, crosses down again, you get a signal here, the next day you get this candle, so this is going to be just a loss. And at the end of the day, because you see the price closed above the moving average, you might want to enter again, so you might also try this idea. And then here you see the Rex is crossing, and you made a nice profit. Probably only this trade covers all the losses that you had until now. Market goes down, it crosses below. We buy here. Rex sits above. It stays above for a long time. Let's see where it crosses. So exactly in this day here. So in this day here it crosses. If you'd have your stop loss along the moving average, you'll probably get stopped out here. You don't know that this is coming, but it's close. You see it's coming close to the moving average. So this is an idea that you have to insert in your backtesting. Just see the difference between keeping your stop loss at the moving average, or maybe you should keep it below the moving average, like, I don't know, 5 points, something like that. You can keep it 5 points under the moving average. Because you'll notice that most of the times it doesn't come, so it might give time to the Rex to take you out at a better price. So it's just a small adjustment. You see, you're still in profits, you still make good profits in here. So it's not a big deal. But it's just maximizing, you make a little more here, a little more there, and this is how in a few months you have more profits, because one tiny thing that you put the work in backtesting to see it, to notice it. And this is, you need to do those on every market because they move differently, those indices, from one to another. So in here we wait for a new signal. You want to see the price closing below. So let's see here. You see the price does not close below the moving average. And you can try to backtest this rule where you allow a tolerance on this closure, like 1, 2, 3 points. So if it just touches like this, the moving average, it's okay for you or not. So here it goes up, closes down. We get a signal here. And in this day, the Rex closes below. You get a nice profit. Market goes down, it goes up, closes below. Here you get a signal and it closes below. That's not good, so you'll position your stop loss under this candle. So if it closes below the moving average immediately after you enter, that's not a good sign usually. So just move your stop loss from here to here, just to protect your trade. So this is a loss, but it's mitigated to probably 0.5 Rs, so it's not a full R. Price goes down and it comes up here. Get a buy signal. And in this day here, the Rex closes below, so you might be stopped out. And another rule that you might want to backtest is if you have those candles that they make a low, then it makes a higher low, and you have this candle making a lower low. From here you might want to try to backtest the rule to see if you move your stop loss when the market changed from making higher lows to lower lows. You might want to see what happens if you start to move your stop loss and compare those results to see if it improves your trading or not. Or if you move your stop loss at break even after a few days, so you don't have any losses if the price goes down. So here let's just consider that this is 0, so there are no losses here. It's just a 0. In this day the price crosses below, then crosses above. We have a signal. And from the day of the signal, market goes up, and this day is going down. So the trade ends here. Still a nice trade. Then the price comes down. And here you have another buy signal. And this one closes below, so you move your stop loss. And it gets touched, so you mitigated this loss. Let's add it here as a loss. Go in here, you have a buy signal. And the Rex right in this day is telling you to close the trade. So you end up in 0. No losses. Just 0. But you see that it would have stopped you out. So next, the market closes below. In this day we get a buy signal. And in this day, it's telling us to exit the trade. And by now you'll see this in live trading, that when you are that much in profit and it makes something like this, you will move your stop loss here or at the moving average somewhere. So in here you exit the trade, closes below, and then we get a buy signal. Get a buy signal here, and it's immediately telling it to go out. Right here. So this is it. Told you to go out here. Market keep going up. Very slowly, probably is going to make a deeper retracement again, so we will see. This is the present time. So let's see what we have here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses that they are mitigated, so we need to calculate that. So those are 8 Rs. Let's just make 8 Rs even if it's less than that. So we get a 4.5 here. And here we have a 1.3. So in those two trades, all the losses are mitigated, just as a calculation. And this is so just to make an idea, those are all your profits. So from this trade to here, everything you see, those are the profits. All the losses are mitigated. Okay, so this is just the S&P. This is just one market. We are going to backtest other markets. And in the next video, we are going to see what happens if we move the stop loss positioning and if that improves our strategy or not. So I'm just going to show you how you backtest a new rule that you'll introduce. So in this video I gave you many rules ideas, so those are just ideas that you might want to try. They're not, don't insert all of them, so don't just do it. Just backtest each one of them and compare the results, and see you in the next video.